Donald Trump is one of the most famous men in the world. Everyone knows his name. Some people love him, and some people do not love him. But his life is a very long and interesting story. It is a story about money, buildings, television, and power. Today, in December 2025, he is the President of the United States again. But his journey started a long time ago in New York City. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946. He was born in Queens. Queens is a part of New York City. It is a busy place with many families. Donald was the fourth child in his family. He had two sisters and two brothers. His parents were named Fred and Mary. Fred Trump was a businessman. He built houses for people. He worked very hard. He was strict, but he took care of his family. Mary Trump was from Scotland. She was a mother and a housewife. Donald had a comfortable life when he was a boy. The family had a big house. They had money because Fred was successful. As a young boy, Donald was very energetic. He had a lot of energy. Sometimes he was in trouble at school. He was loud, and he liked to be the leader. His father wanted Donald to be disciplined. So when Donald was 13 years old, his father made a big decision. He sent Donald to a new school. It was called the New York Military Academy. This was not a normal school. It was like the army. The students wore uniforms. They had to wake up very early in the morning. They had to keep their rooms very clean. They marched in lines. At first it was hard for Donald, but soon he liked it. He liked the structure. He liked winning medals. He played sports there, like baseball and football. He learned how to be strong. He learned how to lead other boys. He finished the military academy in 1964. After that, he went to college. He studied at Fordham University for 2 years. Then he moved to a very famous school. It is called the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. This school is famous for business. Donald studied economics. Economics is about money and how business works. He graduated in 1968. Now he was ready to work. Donald started working with his father, Fred. Fred built simple apartments for regular people in Brooklyn and Queens. Donald learned a lot from his father. He learned how to talk to construction workers. He learned how much wood and bricks cost. He learned how to make a deal. A deal is an agreement in business. But Donald was different from his father. Fred was happy in Brooklyn and Queens. Donald wanted more. He looked across the river. He saw Manhattan. Manhattan is the center of New York City. It has tall skyscrapers and expensive shops. It has famous people. Donald wanted to build there. In the 1970s, New York City had problems. It was not a safe city. Many people did not have money, but Donald saw an opportunity. An opportunity is a chance to do something good. He found an old hotel called the Commodore Hotel. It was near Grand Central Station. The hotel looked very bad. It was dirty and broken. Donald had a plan. He wanted to fix it. He borrowed money from banks. He also got help from the city government. He covered the old building with shiny glass. He made it look new and modern. He opened it as the Grand Hyatt Hotel. It was a big success. People liked it. Donald Trump made a lot of money. Now people in Manhattan knew his name. After the hotel, Donald wanted to build something even bigger. He wanted a building with his name on it. He found a good place on Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue is a very famous street for shopping. He built a very tall skyscraper. He called it Trump Tower. This building was special. It was very high. Inside, everything was fancy. The walls were pink marble. The railings were gold. There was a waterfall inside the building. It opened in 1983. Famous people lived there. Rich people shopped there. Donald Trump lived in a very big apartment at the top. He called it the penthouse. From there he could see the whole city. Trump Tower made him very famous. He became a symbol of wealth. Wealth means having a lot of money. In the 1980s, Donald Trump bought many things. He bought more buildings. He bought an airline. He bought a big yacht. He also bought a beautiful house in Florida. It is called Mar-a-Lago. It is a very large mansion with many rooms. It is right next to the ocean. He loved this place very much. He also wrote a book. The book was called The Art of the Deal. It was published in 1987. In the book, he gave advice about business. He told stories about his life. Millions of people bought the book. They wanted to be rich like him. Donald was everywhere. He was on TV. He was in newspapers. He liked the attention. But then things became difficult. In the early 1990s, the economy was bad. Donald had borrowed too much money from the banks. He could not pay it back easily. Some of his businesses failed. He lost his airline. He had to sell his big boat. People said Donald Trump was finished. They said he was not rich anymore. It was a hard time for him. He also had problems in his personal life. He got divorced from his first wife, Ivana. The newspapers wrote about it every day. But Donald did not give up. He worked hard. He made new deals. Slowly he fixed his problems. He kept his favorite buildings like Trump Tower. By the late 1990s, he was back. In the year 2004, Donald started a new career. He became a star on reality television. The show was called The Apprentice. It was a game. Young business people competed against each other. They wanted to work for Donald Trump. In each episode, Donald gave them a job to do. Maybe they had to sell lemonade or make an advertisement. At the end of the show, Donald met with them in a boardroom. He looked at the person who did a bad job. He pointed his finger and said a famous phrase. He said, "You're fired." This means you lost your job. The show was a huge hit. Millions of people watched it every week. It ran for many years. It made Donald Trump even more famous than before. Now every person in America knew his face and his voice. Donald Trump always watched politics. Politics is about the government and how the country is run. For many years he talked about running for president, but he never did it seriously. Then, in June 2015, he made a big announcement. He was at Trump Tower. He came down the golden escalator with his wife, Melania. He stood in front of many cameras. He said he was running for President of the United States. At first, many people laughed. They thought it was a joke. They said a TV star cannot be president. They said he had no experience in government. But Donald Trump was serious. He traveled around the country. He spoke in big arenas. Thousands of people came to see him. He did not speak like a normal politician. Normal politicians use careful words. Donald spoke simply. He spoke loudly. He said the country was in trouble. He said other countries were taking American jobs. He promised to build a wall on the border. He had a red hat. The hat said, "Make America Great Again." People called this MAGA. His main opponent was Hillary Clinton. She was very experienced. Most experts thought she would win. But on election night in November 2016, something surprising happened. Donald Trump won many states. He won the election. The world was shocked. Donald Trump became the 45th President of the United States. In January 2017, he moved into the White House. His time as president was very busy. It was never quiet. He made many changes. He cut taxes. This means people paid less money to the government. He appointed conservative judges to the courts. He argued with other countries about trade. Trade is buying and selling goods. He wanted better deals for America. He used Twitter on his phone every day. He wrote messages to the people directly. The newspapers did not always like what he said. There were many arguments. Then, in 2020, a big problem came to the world. It was the COVID-19 virus. The virus spread everywhere. Businesses closed. Schools closed. Many people got sick. It was a very hard year for everyone. Donald Trump tried to manage the crisis. He wanted the country to stay open. He pushed scientists to make a vaccine quickly. A vaccine is medicine to stop the virus. The vaccine was made very fast. This was a good thing, but the economy was hurt by the virus. In November 2020, there was another election. Donald Trump wanted to be president for 4 more years. He ran against Joe Biden. The election was very close. It took days to count the votes. In the end, Joe Biden became the winner. However, Donald Trump did not agree with the result. He said the election was not fair. He said the votes were wrong. He was very angry. On January 6, 2021, many of his supporters went to the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. The situation was dangerous. It was a sad day for the country. Donald Trump left the White House in January 2021. He went back to his home in Florida, Mar-a-Lago. For the next few years, Donald Trump was not the president. But he did not stay quiet. He was still the leader of his party, the Republican Party. He continued to have big rallies. He made speeches. He said the 2020 election was stolen from him. During this time, he had many legal problems. Lawyers and judges investigated him. They looked at his business records. They looked at secret papers he kept in his house. He had to go to court many times. In New York, a court said he was guilty of breaking business rules. Most people thought this would stop him. Usually, if a politician has trouble with the police or courts, their career is over. But Donald Trump is not usual. His supporters liked him even more. They said the courts were unfair. They said his enemies were attacking him. Donald decided to run for president again. He wanted to return to the White House in 2024. The campaign was very intense. He traveled to many states. Then, on a hot summer day in July 2024, something terrible happened. It was July 13th. Donald Trump was at a rally in a town called Butler in Pennsylvania. He was standing on a stage. He was talking to a large crowd of people. He was wearing his red hat. Suddenly, there were loud noises. Pop, pop, pop. It was a gun. A young man was shooting at him from a roof nearby. Donald Trump moved his head just a little bit at the last second. This saved his life. The bullet hit his ear. It did not hit his brain. He fell to the ground. Secret Service agents jumped on top of him to protect him. The crowd was screaming. It was a very scary moment. Everyone waited. Was he alive? Then the agents helped him stand up. There was blood on his face and ear. But Donald Trump did not want to leave immediately. He looked at the crowd. He raised his hand. He made a fist. He shouted, "Fight! Fight! Fight!" The crowd cheered wildly. They saw he was strong. A photographer took a picture of this moment. In the picture, there is an American flag behind him, and his fist is in the air. This picture became famous instantly. It changed the election. People saw him as a survivor. Donald Trump recovered from his injury. He went to the Republican convention a few days later. He had a white bandage on his ear. The people treated him like a hero. He continued his campaign. He ran against the Democrats. The election was in November 2024. This time, Donald Trump won clearly. He won many states. He won the popular vote, too. It was a historic comeback. A comeback is when you lose and then win again later. In American history, only one other president did this before, more than 100 years ago. Now it is December 2025. Donald Trump is near the end of the first year of his second term. He is back in the Oval Office. The Oval Office is the president's room in the White House. He is older now. He is the oldest president in American history. But he still has a lot of energy. He is busy fulfilling his promises. In this second term, he is focused on the border again. He is focused on the economy. He wants prices to be low for families. He is also looking at the world. There are wars in different places. He says he can stop them with phone calls and meetings. He meets with leaders from other countries. Some leaders are afraid of him, and some leaders respect him. The world is watching him very closely. His family is still around him. His wife, Melania, is the First Lady again. His children are grown up. Some of them help him with politics. He has grandchildren, too. His life is very different from when he was a boy in Queens. He started as a builder's son. Then he became a Manhattan businessman. Then a TV star. Then a president. Then he lost. And now he is president again. Donald Trump's style has not changed. He still speaks simply. He still likes big crowds. He still fights with journalists. He believes he is doing the right thing for America. His supporters love him very much. They wear his hats and carry his flags. His critics still dislike him. They think his ideas are wrong. But everyone agrees on one thing. Donald Trump is a unique figure in history. He changed how politics works in America. His biography is not just about laws or elections. It is about a man who loves the spotlight. The spotlight is the light on a stage. He always wanted to be the most important person in the room. From the military academy to the skyscrapers of New York to the White House, he followed his ambition. He faced bankruptcy in business, but he came back. He faced defeat in an election, but he came back. He faced a bullet, and he stood up. Now, as the year 2025 ends, Donald Trump continues his work. Every day brings new news. Every day brings new tweets or messages. History will write many books about him. But for now, he is simply the president, sitting at his desk, making decisions that affect the whole world.